Before 2020, housing in Philadelphia was already a major issue. Rent prices were rising, affordable housing was limited, and many families were spending more than 30% of their income on housing. Philadelphia has one of the highest poverty rates among large U.S. cities. Even before COVID-19, many households were financially stretched. Home ownership rates were lower in many Black and Latino neighborhoods due to decades of redlining and housing discrimination. While Center City was growing and developing, neighborhoods like North and West Philadelphia faced economic challenges. Then, in March 2020, everything changed.
COVID-19 reached Pennsylvania in early 2020. Businesses shut down, schools went virtual. Unemployment in Philadelphia spiked as restaurants, retail stores, and small businesses closed. Many residents suddenly struggled to pay rent or mortgages. The city faced a major question. What happens if thousands of people lose their housing during a public health crisis? The answer is involved in emergency laws and policies.
During the pandemic years, over 21,500 evictions were prevented in Philadelphia, largely because of protection programs like eviction, moratoria, and rental assistance, especially in Black and Hispanic communities. Traditional court eviction filings dropped significantly during COVID-19 and after due to Philadelphia's diversion programs. For example, landlords filed much fewer evictions than normal, even after pandemic bans ended. More recent data, 2024 shows about 13,000 evictions filing in a year in Philadelphia, a level well below where it was before COVID-19, thanks to permanent local tenant protections.
A January census count found about 5,191 people experiencing homelessness in Philadelphia, a number that rose about 10% from the previous year. Because official people who lost homes number aren't directly tracked in one data set, you can use these key numbers in your script to convey a scale. Over 21,500 eviction actions. A January 2024 census count found about 5,191 people experiencing homelessness in Philadelphia, a number that rose about 10% from the previous year. Because official people who lost homes numbers aren't directly tracked in one simple data set, you can use these key numbers in your script to convey a scale. Over 21,500 eviction actions were prevented during the pandemic because of emergency protections, meaning thousands of families who might have lost their homes didn't. In 2024, around 13,000 eviction filings still moved forward even with local protections, showing that housing instability remains real. More than 5,000 people were counted as homeless in early 2024, a rise from the previous year.
The federal government sent stimulus checks and expanded unemployment benefits. These payments helped families cover rent, utilities, and basic needs, but for some, it wasn't enough.
The city of Philadelphia created the eviction diversion program to help landlords and tenants resolve disputes before a court.
While renters struggled, the housing market experienced something unexpected, a boom. The Federal Reserve lowered interest rates, making mortgages cheaper. Many people working remotely moved from apartments into larger homes. Some relocated from Philadelphia to nearby suburbs. Home prices increased rapidly between 2020 and 2022. This made it harder for first-time home buyers, especially young adults, to enter the market.
As eviction protections ended, some families still faced housing instability. Rent prices increased in many Philadelphia neighborhoods. Interest rates later rose as the Federal Reserve tried to control inflation, making mortgages more expensive. Homeowners who bought during low interest rates gained equity as property values increased. Renters and low-income families often face greater financial pressure.
Low-income communities were hit the hardest. Black and Latino households in Philadelphia were disproportionately affected due to pre-existing economic inequalities. Essential workers, many living paycheck to paycheck, faced housing insecurity. The pandemic exposed long-standing housing inequalities rooted in past discrimination. COVID-19 was not just a health crisis, it was a housing crisis.
Before COVID-19, Philadelphia already faced housing challenges. During the pandemic, emergency laws helped prevent mass eviction, but economic inequalities became more visible.
After COVID-19, housing remains one of the city's biggest challenges. The question is, how can Philadelphia help create a housing system that's fair and stable for everyone? Because housing is more than property. It's security, opportunity, and community.